All right. I am going to call our meeting to order at 7:05. This is the October 10th regular meeting of the Board of Finance. If you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence, and I'd like to ask you to keep your thoughts, all of the people in Florida affected by Hurricane Milton, and also remember Carl Massaro Sr., Carl Massaro, chairman of the town council. His dad passed away, truly one of the nicest men I've ever met, and if you would just keep his family in your thoughts this evening. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Is there anybody here for public comment this evening? There's one person I didn't know. I introduced myself, so I figured I'd take a shot. Maybe somebody wanted to say something. Okay, so since there's no one here for public comment this evening, if you would all look at the town treasurer's report provided to us by Anthony Musto. There is one typo on the form that needs to be corrected, and I'll let Anthony know. The budgeted amount for interest income has to be updated. I think he uses the template when he puts the numbers in. I just don't think it's saved. Anybody else have any questions or see anything that needs to be addressed? Okay. Maria, the correct number is 3 million, correct?
I believe so. Unfortunately, I don't have it. Pretty sure.
We were going back and forth whether we had made it 3 or 3.5, and I think we decided on 3 being conservative.
I'll double check.
Thank you. We do not have an internal auditor's report this evening. I do want to let you know that she did send updates as from the last meeting. She is home with her family. Her brother is ill, so I just wanted to extend my wishes to Rebecca. I hope that all is well with her family, and that we'll get back on track next month. She's got a lot of stuff in progress. I am very pleased with where all of that is. She did send an update as to the prior results of the findings and who had completed all of the tasks. So that was sent out. If you didn't get that, make sure you let me know. And we'll move on to our resolutions for the evening. Mr. Gallo will be the voice this evening, I understand?
I've been told so, yes.
All right. Let's see how this goes, Scott.
You ready, Scott?
We might have to second that.
Yeah. All right, we're good.
Resolution 10-24-01, tax renewals transfer from account number 211-00000-578802, maintenance, repair, and equipments and buildings, to account number 211-00000-581888, capital outlay for the installation of steel fence and gate in the amount of $12,925. I move its adoption.
Second.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Scott. Discussion?
Just as an item of note, thank you, Phyllis. These can be found on pages 4 through 8 of your packet for the pagination.
Paginated. Paul?
Nobody here from the Golf Commission, so somebody is here from the Golf Commission. So, do you know exactly where this fence is going, just out of curiosity?
Sure. So Jay
Can hit your.
If you press the button on the bottom.
Green, Jake.
Thank you. Jay Cunningham, Golf Commission Finance Chairman. So it's going to be going along the first hole along the parking lot.
Oh, to separate the parking lot.
Separate
from
the parking lot from the
fairway. Got
fairway.
it. Okay.
And does that take place of the split rail that's in there now, or?
I believe it's going to be a steel fence going along, and I don't know if it's necessarily replacing it.
Okay.
Thank you.
And this is a transfer from within their maintenance, repair, and equipment building to their capital outlay. Anybody have any problem with that? Can I take that by unanimous consent? All right.
Just in case, Jay, that you haven't heard it directly from us, you guys are doing just a great job. Golf course is moving.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Galla.
Okay, resolution 10-24-02, supplemental appropriation from fund balance to 6 separate sub-accounts with an attached schedule for explanation between pages 9 and 10 for $132,103. I move its adoption.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Scott. Maria?
These are year-end supplementals. Wherever I couldn't transfer within the department, we requested supplementals, the large one being the workers' comp. And we can discuss that at the transfer because the overage is about $670,000. I was able to transfer within the department, except that I need an additional $97,000. There's a list of claims I have here, and I just looked through one large claim that took place in 2024 is already $470,000. Just one claim.
Is it possible for our November meeting that we could have a discussion item about workers' comp? Sorry, I show my age every time I do that.
Yeah.
And if we could include
Kerma.
and Tom McCarthy, please.
Okay.
Tell him I missed him. That's why.
All that.
All right. Any other questions about the supplemental appropriation? Go ahead, Scott.
It's minor, but what was the professional service contractual? What contract was it that came in high?
Actually, that's I don't have a contract on this one. Large claims, additional professional service to handle new PD pension plan.
No, I'm looking at the last one, which is it's just $1,400, $1,452. It just
good thing
says
Mark's not
professional
here.
services contractual.
Oh, that's in OpenGov. That's the building department. We implemented billing software, not a billing software. I'm sorry, permitting software, and it came higher than anticipated.
We did have a discussion about they thought it might go over when we did that.
I remember
Yeah.
that. I just didn't know that this was
It's a
that.
good thing Mark's in London. Mark's traveling. It was below. It's below the Mascola threshold, but
We moved it up.
no, we did. We moved it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he moved it up to 1,500, I believe. So just squeaked.
Rounding.
We're rounding. Okay. May I take the supplemental appropriation in the amount of $132,103 from the fund balance to the 6 accounts as noted by unanimous consent? Thank you. Mr. Galla.
Resolutions 10-24-03 to 10-24-25. These are transfers from, and this is between on pages 11 through 16 in your packet. These is transfers from many sub-accounts to varied sub-accounts in the amount of $1,192,392. I move its adoption.
Second it.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Scott. Just to remind everybody that there is an amount by which Maria can make transfers that just require our approval at the end. These are year-end transfers. These are not supplemental appropriations. These are coming from one account within another in the same department. And some of them are in the amounts of like $851 and smaller.
You have a separate schedule for the directors. These are
Yes.
what was left over.
Yes. So these are all the smaller amounts for the end of the year to close out those accounts. May I take that by unanimous consent? Okay. I just don't want anybody to think we're spending an extra, $1 million. And to do that, and anybody who $6, yes. But just so you know, we do read those numbers, and they are available in our packet if you want to check them out online. Director's transfers, Mr. Gala.
Resolution 10-24-26 to 10-24-48. Director's transfers from multiple accounts to numerous sub-accounts.
I just
And
want
there
to
is an attached schedule on between pages 17 and 21 in your packet for $12,050. I move its adoption.
thank you, David. Thank you,
Go
Scott.
ahead,
And
Lainey.
I just want to tell you guys that we did practice to make sure that we weren't just saying a lot to a lot. It was good. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
That's all right. I think that Paul should teach you a doo-wop song though for next time. Okay.
enough.
All right. So in those those next transfers, 26 through 48, they will be found on pages 16. Pages 16 through 21. Any questions on any of those, Maria? Anything that we should be aware of?
Well, these are the director's transfers. I would expect more questions on the previous one.
Well, they were like $6. We're trusting you.
Well, there's $667,000 for that workers' comp.
Yes,
We just
but
discussed. I
we
just
did talk
wanted
about-
to be clear that.
I do want to recognize that, and I do want to have that discussion next month where we can
Yes.
actually talk about the claims and
Yeah.
have a better projection for where we're looking for the following year.
Yeah. Of course,
May I
like I
take-
said, one claim came at 470 just this year. There was
Yeah.
no way to anticipate that one.
But it'll be good to take a
Yeah.
deeper dive into that.
Can we just add on to that? Can we get a historical, like the last 10 years?
20 years?
10.
10?
10. Go back to the beginning of time. I don't know. Like, just so we get an idea of if there's a historical change, right? So we can figure it out better.
They're about $1 million, 3, 7, the range. I actually got some yesterday, but I don't have it in here now. We'll get that.
May I take the director's transfers in the amount of $12,050 from the accounts listed on pages 16 through 21 by unanimous consent?
Resolution 10-24-49. These are transfers from 2 sub-accounts to 6 sub-accounts. And this is between pages 22 and 23 of your packet for a total of $20,258. I move its adoption.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Scott. Any discussion or questions?
These are for the golf course.
Golf course.
All right.
Yeah, this is,
Anything you're concerned about? No, we're good. May I take that by unanimous consent? Thank you.
Resolution 10-24-50 for transfers. This is WPCA from pages 24 and 25 in your packet, and this is from 3 sub-accounts to 5 sub-accounts with explanation included for a total of $43,094. I move its adoption.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Scott. Any questions or comments? May I take this one also by unanimous consent? Okay. You should all have a sheet that looks like this. This is a transfer that didn't make the agenda. We can add this to our agenda with a motion and a 2/3 vote. So I'll ask for a motion to add item number 10-24-51 to our agenda. Thank you, Vinny. Seconded by Scott. All in favor? Okay. Since everybody said we could do that, we can talk about this now. Would you move this one forward?
Resolution 10-24-51. This is a supplemental from fund balance to account number 010-22600-522-203 to cover a shortfall due to higher billing rates and higher collections in the amount of $14,038. I move its adoption.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Scott. So my understanding is because we contract when billing goes out, and we pay based on the volume of the claims that go to collections and to recoup that money. We had more go to collections than anticipated. It was the last 2 months of the fiscal year that didn't get billed.
This is for the billing, the actual billing company.
Yes,
charges
that's our
us-
contract with them.
Charges for the collections, and they, basically, the collections were higher, so obviously, there was an increase in the fees. Unfortunately, I just received the 2 invoices for May and June yesterday. So that's why I didn't make the package, but, you know.
Is there a reason why it was delayed, or is there anything like?
I think it was combined with, we normally analyze it because it's based on collections. So we analyze the collections to compare to what the fees are, because we know the percentage is 5%. Somehow, it missed either on their part, or when it came in, Dan usually reviews it. I'm not sure if because that was left. It was between here or there. I'm not sure. It was just lost until yesterday.
That's fine. So it was an expected amount. It just didn't make it.
Yes, it just didn't make it. We didn't pay for 2 months.
So now we're just doing it as a supplemental, but we would have paid for it anyway.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions on this? Go ahead, Scott.
Can I assume by this that our revenue from them should be higher? Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Right. That's just to be clear, right? Because the revenue from EMS goes into a revenue account. It doesn't offset their budget. So the fact that we're billing more costs more, but we bring in more, which is
Correct.
reflective on this line item.
And then we'll see that when we look at the revenues.
Correct.
Okay. Good. Any other questions on this? Dave? No? Okay. Can I take this by unanimous consent? All right. Look at us. We successfully added it to our agenda and took care of it. And that's all we have for year-end transfers. Does that close out the year for you?
That closed out the year.
Excellent. All right. So we're moving on to year-to-date budget report.
Yeah, so the 24, we're just closing right now. So, all the overages will change based on these supplementals and transfers. If you look at the revenue on page 74,
Say 74.
74.
I don't have a packet that goes
Yes, you do. It's double-sided.
So the page numbers, Scott, and the page numbers are on the side and on the bottom, so.
Yes.
So you see that you asked about EMS's revenue. The budget was $1.6 million. We collected $2.1 million, so an increase of $537,900.
Excellent.
Can you, and I don't have it in front of me, I could look. If you happen to know, if you don't, I'll go look at a different time. Have we been over on revenue for them for the last couple of years?
No, I think this year is the year that it started going over.
I know we were heading
because-
up, then we dipped down, then.
Right,
okay.
I think they have more staffing now.
Okay.
There were some vacancies now, and they're pretty full. I think they might have one vacancy left, but they're full staff. So they're able to go on so many calls versus before where they had to sub it out to a third party.
I think we're doing pretty well filling a lot of the vacancies that we had. For next month, since we're going to ask Mr. McCarthy to come anyway, can he just bring us an update on where we are in staffing? And how about you? How are we doing? Nothing yet?
No,
Okay.
nothing. Yeah, job is out again if anybody wants to apply.
We disqualified everyone?
No, we made an offer and she accepted, and the next day she came back. She couldn't take it. So, on personal matters that she had to take care of, she couldn't take it. So, we're back to square one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have a calculator I can stop by. I know it might not be helpful, but I can stop by.
We're doing the best we can. Everybody's pitching in.
All right. Any other questions on year-to-date as far as where we are? Any glowing things that we need, Scott?
Sorry, just confirmation. If I'm reading this right, we're roughly $600,000 over for the year, even after these transfers, maybe 550. Right. So, point being, our revenue, no, our expenditures came in less than we had budgeted for. Right.
We're showing 47,000 on the good.
Right.
For
But
the-
that was before the supplementals and,
No, that's after.
Yeah, that doesn't matter because
oh, right, because it comes out of the
the
debt.
accounts are already over budget here. All the payments have been made. So whatever's left over is 746,000. I do have to reconcile the Board of Ed. If you look on page, and I just, on page 43 is Board of Ed. I've asked for information on the transportation, and he did tell me that there was a misquoting on one journal, and he was fixing that for like, I think $97,000. And then I think we may need a transfer for him or a supplemental at some later point, but I didn't get a chance to review it completely with him.
So now that you pointed out the Board of Ed, is that correct showing that they overspent by $687,000?
I have to reconcile their account because we don't adjust for their accounts payable last year and this year. So when I reconcile, I reversed last year and add this year. They used all the surplus, bottom line. They also used, according to them, they used some of the non-lapsing account
Did they ask
funds.
you to transfer those funds yet?
Nope.
So there's 751,000 sitting in their non-lapsing account.
They are transferring some. They are using it, but they haven't come to us.
Mhm, they've done that many, many times.
Yep.
So until they actually ask for the money.
I asked that question. They put it on. That's why I need to reconcile because they added to their reconciliation. But I said to them, I haven't seen it. I can't give it to your account if you don't. I can't transfer it to your account if you don't let me know that.
Can we get an update on that? Right, because
Yep.
hypothetically, we shouldn't need 2024 next month.
Right,
Right,
it'll be
but can we
done.
at least get the Board of Ed reconciled?
Yes, we'll
and-
get the
and
Board of
clear
Ed.
it? Okay,
I'm
thank you.
open to- yes.
All right. I'm sorry, Christine, I didn't see her.
Maria, would you just be able to quickly summarize what the drivers are in the state of Connecticut revenue, like those different changes?
This year? Yeah, this year because I didn't provide 2025 because
Yeah.
I'm still working on it. And I'm trying to work on these reports the way you used to get them in the past, but I'm not there yet. Revenues, sorry. Page, you have it? Why, there's $1,973,000 in this for excess cost, special ed. To see that $1,900,000, that has to go to the Board of Ed. And I did make an entry, but it didn't make it to this.
So that 1,000,009,
Yep.
when they reconcile, is that already accounted for in their,
They accounted for it already.
okay.
Really, they're over. They hypothetically have excess of $1 million. They probably spent it anyways.
You can have them report to you, I mean.
Yeah, I'd like to know what they spent it on.
So you want them for a discussion item next month?
Yeah, we could ask Mr. Hendricks to come.
Why not?
Well, and the
It makes
superintendent.
sense to do it before the budget, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's get
Yeah.
this hammered out so we don't do the same thing over and over again.
Right. Let's see. I'd also like them to talk a little bit about, where they are in their capital projects too. Any other questions for Maria on year-to-date revenue, end of the year stuff? If not, we'll move on to our last agenda item, which is approval of the minutes from September 12th. And Christine, you were the only one that's here tonight that was not here, so you'll abstain from.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take a motion to accept the Board of Finance meeting minutes from September 12th, 2024. Thank you, Vin. Thank you, Scott. Any comments, corrections, updates? No corrections? So all those in favor of accepting the minutes as Opposed, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? 501. Christina abstains. All right. Anybody have any other questions? Anything else you'd like on the agenda for next month? Anything like that? Not yet? Okay. Very good. Then I'm assuming everybody would like to go home. I think we set a new record. It is currently, no?
We did it last month.
7:29? 7:05 to 7:29?
We were at 7:20 last month.
Were we really? She's going to check. All right. Well, I can stall for a moment, but other than that, I will assume you all want to, by unanimous consent, go home.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
God.
The only reason last time I got out and I was like, oh, I could have picked up my
know what
dog
I'm
because she
gonna
gets
do.
out at 7:30.
The office, you get 3 hours of working.
Yeah, right. Well, I was there last night, so, yeah.